Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another great edition of Freed on Business. Today, we're going to do a topic that a lot of people have expressed an interest in hearing about. So we're going to do it. We're going to talk about how to finance and do business with family offices. I work with a number of family offices as both financial and investing sources, as well as placing debt and equity for them. One thing that's really important right out of the box is to understand whether you're working with a real family office or something that's representing that they're family office. I got a secret for you. If you don't walk in and see the people trading debt and equity on one screen and doing real estate on another, it's not a real family office. Family office is basically where the family is keeping its finances together so that it has a bigger nut to invest and it can do more deals. It's very difficult for the family to keep its momentum through one generation, two generations, the third generation. Third generation is usually where it falls apart. And that's where I give a high five to my friends at Warren Henry. I want to thank them for sponsoring us for all these years, well over a decade. Thank you to Larry, Ismet, Warren, everybody over there. I'll be back over there. I've got my car in for service right now. But why do I mention Warren Henry right now? Because Larry's the third generation, and he's taking it to another level. Eric's son is there also working. He's the F&I guy now. So it's really a tremendous example of families evolving together and creating a nice family business together. So let's get back to the show. I go to a lot of these family office events. Most of them have people there that are trying to sell the family office representatives interests in their funds. Basically, people go there, they try to meet the family office people and sell them funds. I'm invited a lot to speak on real estate in the family offices, usually about alternative investments, and that's sort of what we're talking about today. The family offices like to invest in these alternative investments. I'm talking to one family office today that's basically talking to my partner and I about doing tokens. They want to fundraise on tokens. They want to put out a token. They want to fundraise with the token. They want to prime the token market. They want to get the benefit of the value increase in providing liquidity with the tokens, and we're figuring it out. I've got another family that I'm working with, and for them, I'm providing them with permanent financing, actually construction financing. In that particular circumstance, I'm dealing with the founder of the family who's watching and on blind copy on everything. And I'm presenting them with all kinds of financing alternatives. And if nothing else, I'm helping them frame out the fact that their lead lender is probably the best lender for them by looking at alternative sources that were not able to beat their existing lender. Another family office that I'm working with has asked me to go directly to one lending source. They'd rather than scouring the market, this particular family office likes to invest with other family offices on the GP and LP side and then get traditional money center bank financing. We're in the let's review this deal phase. I'm flexible and open and have lots of guarantee available to the bank. So the bank really likes that. This particular bank would not finance a typical one-off developer. They are looking for these family offices that have large capacity. What you have to really understand is how the dynamic in the family office works. Sometimes the family office people are looking out for themselves when they work there. Sometimes they're looking out for the founder and his family. I can only tell you that they have a fiduciary responsibility to work with the founder and their family. And if I get a whiff of anything that's inconsistent with the value system alignment, I must. It is my fiduciary responsibility to let the founder know that there's something rotten in Denmark and let them figure out what they should do. A lot of times they already know that. Number one thing that you have to do is you have to always deal with them with transparency and honesty. I don't care which part of the family office, whether it's somebody on the line that works for the family office, the founder, the next gen, there's always somebody that has a misalignment of interests. And what I work hard is to understand what everybody's agenda is and to bring them all together, because the reality is that the real agenda is to increase the pot of money at the end of the day, not necessarily the yield, but the pot of money. And you never want to lose anything on that pot of money. In fact, I work with one family that's operating on a 350-year estate planning trust. It's amazing. It's amazing. And my friend there is the director of alternative investments. We talk all the time about different cutting edge ideas, but the main thing he does is protect, this is my favorite term, protect their assets. I say that with Tom Handler too. Handler is the number one asset protection guy I know. High five to Tom Handler. We'll have Handler back. Mr. Mendoza, remind me, we got to get Handler back. Probably I'd like to do it before the election. He always has his unique spin. So you have to realize that the generations of the family, different generations may have different agendas. The first generation, the founder, he wants capital. He wants to be conservative and retain the capital. He doesn't want to lose a dime. He doesn't want to risk a dime. The next generation, maybe all they want to do is spend. Then maybe it's the third generation where it comes into, I want to be better than my grandpa, and I'm going to do better than my mom and dad, so I'm going to build the pie. But the reality is that other than founding the company that made all the money, make believe it's Hot Pockets. It's my favorite example to use. Could be Hot Pockets, could be something, whatever. Clogs. I don't know. Somebody came up with clogs or Crocs, whatever. There's an idea that created the money behind the family. The next gen, it's going to be tough for them to find an original idea. Maybe they're the spenders. Maybe they do want to increase the pie, but how are they going to increase the pie at a level that is equal to or greater than what the founder did? The answer is they're all going to look to real estate. They always look to real estate. And so they reach out to somebody like me to be their real estate advisor because they really aren't that sure on what they should be doing with real estate. So you have to assess who you're dealing with in the family office, realize there's multiple agendas at work, determine which agenda is driving the portion that you're working on and who's calling the ball on that agenda. Boy, I'm all kinds of hands today. Lots of hands today. I'll calm that down a little bit. And always the highest level of confidentiality. Always. So you're transparent, you're honest, and you're highly confidential. Highly confidential. Sometimes the family office doesn't want to even be called a family office. They want to be identified by their corporate name or their successor corporate name, not necessarily the founder's company. Oh, there go the hands again. Not necessarily the founder's company. Mr. Mendoza's cracking up in the background. Not necessarily the founder in the company, but you're going to want to make sure that everybody is taken care of correctly, and confidentially. And, we're going to go to a break right now. Then we're going to come back. I'm going to have the big takeaway, the lesson that I've learned from speaking at these conferences, dealing with these family offices. I know all the movers and shakers in the family office space, Wendy Kraft, Tom Handler. We've had Carol Pepper on. So these are all big people in the family office space. Stick with us. We'll be right back with the takeaway. Just texting with one of my family offices while I was waiting on break. Remember, we talked about Warren Henry, always the best price, always the best service. Warren Henry, Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, Jaguar, and Lincoln up at 151st and Biscayne. Their Audi store in Gainesville. There are two Audi stores. There are two Warren Henry Land Rover, Range Rover stores in South Dade and in Weston. And of course, in the Keys, they sell all their nameplates in Key West. What do they all have in common? Well, the whole thing's been engineered by the third generation of the family. Larry Zinn. I got to take my hat off to Larry Zinn. I met Larry Zinn as the F&I guy, the guy that you talk to cut your deal. Larry got his start washing cars. Warren knew how to do it. His pop. Of course, Warren learned from Dave Zinn. People that grew up in Miami that are my age remember Dave Zinn Toyota. So, I mean, it was a whole long story. We could get Larry back on. He could talk about the arc of his family one day again in the future. But Larry is the epitome of what you look for in the next gen of the family. He presents the brand of the family at the highest level. He's extraordinarily professional. He's a family man, and he projects that too. And he's been able to build their business and help it evolve with the help of his right hand, or maybe I really, they're partners. I don't think anybody's right hand with that. Eric Day. What a wonderful visionary Eric is. And high five to Warren for empowering them. So when you're looking to buy or lease a car, go up to Warren Henry. Give him a shout out. Tell him you heard about it on Freedom Business. But the number one thing you should learn about Warren Henry is it's a tremendous family business. I aspire to be like my friends at Warren Henry. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry. All right, here we are. We're talking about doing business with family offices, financing for family offices. Some of them need debt, some of them need equity, some of them just need a handhold, but they all need transparency. And now here's the catch. It takes years and years. Did I say years and years and years to build credibility with the family office? They get called and their door gets knocked on by every shyster on the planet. Half of them walk around with two sets of business cards, one for the people they want to talk to, one for the people they never want to talk to. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Mr. Mendoza's cracking up there in the background, but it's true. I've seen it happen. So take your time. Find out if there really are a family office. Understand their decision-making process. Get a feel for how the different generations interact. That takes years. And after you've built that relationship, the first deal could break everything that you've built. Believe me, I've seen it happen many times. So, as I said, it takes years to build these relationships. But what are some of the steps? Well, you can begin by attending some of these family office events, IMN, Opal, Green Pearl. They all have great events. Each one is a different sector, a different geographic location. Check out the one that makes the most sense for you. Register early and make sure you see who's attending and try to reach out to them and coordinate an early meeting. Other than that, you just have to start from scratch and build. Knock on doors, get the list, project a positive image, and listen, listen, listen. Each one will be different. Each one will have different needs. Bring the cards back, analyze them, and as you build your network in that space, you'll meet other people that are in there, get their opinions, get their cross references, build your credibility on the credibility of others that you've met. There go those hands again. And remember, it's always important to be honest, transparent, and take your time. I want to thank our sponsors, as always, Warren Henry Automotive, that family, the fabulous Zinn family has been sponsoring us for many, many years. I want to thank our friends at the University of Florida Center for Real Estate Studies, the Bergstrom Center. What a great place it is to build my network, maintain my network, and just learn new things all the time. And of course, reach out to me, Jim Freed. You can always reach out to me. Whenever you call me, it's always all about you for capital and general real estate consultations and ideas. If your family needs some help, give me a call. You've already heard my perspective on working with families. And remember, the person who wants to do something finds a way. The other finds an excuse to go out there and make it happen. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Mr. Mendoza, it's time to do your magic.